we are going. What's going on with everybody? It is your boy, Eric, aka Young God, coming to you live in the Green Dungeon, giving it to you real raw rugged. And I got a return guest. Somebody I've been wanting to interview for a little minute again because this nigga has lived like 45 lives since the last interview. Something that I couldn't have expected. I don't know if he expected it, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna let him introduce himself, man. Who do we have here?
It's Overcast, Ovrkast, from Oakland, California, in New York right now. But you know, that's me.
I was just telling him off camera that a lot of old niggas and street niggas do not know, because usually if I'm interviewing somebody off their phone, I like for them to flip it so it could be long or whatever.
Yeah.
Another thing that I do, and they just don't know, like the hood nigga street, the street niggas and old niggas be confused. Another thing that I do, I say, introduce yourself, and it's like they don't understand what I'm saying, and they'll just be looking at me like, what's going on? So I don't know why. I was like, what if he does this right now? What if he's like, wait, what? And it's so awkward because it's just like, oh, I got somebody. Let me introduce themselves.
A lot of the hood niggas is on the spectrum, bro.
I think so. Yeah, you know who was the first street nigga they was trying to say was autistic?
Who?
Chief Keef.
Keith?
Remember when Chief Keef
Oh, Chief
first came
Keith.
out? Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. It's sirens going by.
Nah,
And they
I
really
see.
loud as shit. Um, yeah. I mean, I feel like the first rapper I heard was Travis Scott, but I feel like low key, like with both of them niggas, like sometimes niggas is just like socially awkward.
See, when Chief Keef first came out, I remember he was doing interviews and he just wasn't talking a lot. Like he just seemed super duper like kind of
Yeah.
standoffish. Travis Scott, it does seem like there's something wrong with Travis Scott. So I will give you that one right there. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like for me, if I until I meet a nigga,
yeah.
I like have a convo with a nigga. But like you like because you never know how niggas be off camera.
Yeah.
And then the camera cut on there and they be like, "Well, how you doing?" It's like, bitch, he was not. That ain't you.
That's low key me. Like I feel like people see
Nah,
me.
you the same, bro.
No. Look, bro. People see me on camera and they like. I can sometimes I feel like be a little bit more but like in person, I'm like a very
Oh,
reserved person. Like
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like very to myself or whatnot. So
I feel you. I feel you. Yeah.
but it's not even a conscious thing. It's like an unconscious thing. Like you being, I was just interviewing who I just interviewed. I interviewed Fear Dorian and I interviewed Fedor and Richie from Injury Reserve, and I was just telling them about how I feel like rappers and producers, people who rap and produce, their brains are very different. Like you guys think differently.
Yeah.
A lot of times you guys seem like psychopaths. Um,
I know a lot of producer rappers that are actual like sociopaths.
it seems like it with
Yeah.
you, because I'm just thinking about like how I said like I like turn like that on and off subconsciously. Do you feel
Yeah.
like, is there a part when you're a rapper that you have to turn on and a part when you're a producer when you have to turn on, or is that just both? You just in the same mode when you're doing both?
I mean, I mean, like when I'm like making shit.
Yeah. So like when you're about to rap, do you feel like you have to turn on
Yeah.
like your rapper brain, or when you're about to produce, you have to turn your producer brain, or is that just one and the same?
It's really one of the same. It's kind of like playing an instrument over the beat. You know, like I'm just finding pockets to hop into. Like if you gave me like a keyboard and I was like, you know, in my head I'm trying to find like you know. So like once I get it, I think once I'm like writing like lyrics, yeah, like I kind of like have to get into like all right, what am I saying? But like catching the flow is more, you know, that's like the initial process is kind of just like I leave it really like open and like unserious until it gets to like all right, you know, unless I get a fire like the first line, then I'm like all right, like I gotta like log in and like you know, but for the most part, it's kind of like free form.
Do you write throughout the day in a sense where like, do you have bars that come throughout your head and you like, oh, I gotta put this in my notes so I don't forget it, or is just everything on the spot when you're making the song?
No, I got dumb like one liners in my phone that I just haven't finished. And I'll go back to them and I'm like, oh, that was trash. But then some of them I'm like, okay, that was hard.
I was gonna
Go ahead.
no go.
I was saying some one liners are like they feel really profound in that moment.
Yeah.
And then I go back and I'm like, you know what, that was fab moment. Like
Yeah.
that was like that was for like January 6th, 2000. 23. Not right now, so but
January 6th. I was about to say you're writing like
yeah.
insurrection Trump bars.
No, low key, like something will happen like that, and I'm like, that'd be a bar. I look back, I'm like, that's not a bar, bro. But then like, but then sometimes like I like it's almost like beat making and rapping is almost like starting a fire, bro. Like
Yeah,
if you don't get that that like that ignition,
yeah.
it's gonna kind of just like stay where it's at.
My face lit up when you said that because I just had this idea. If you share one liner, I'll share one liner that you just have randomly on your phone because I write down one
Right
liners all
now,
the time. Yeah, right now.
damn,
Yeah,
I gotta grab my phone and make the orientation all weird and shit.
don't go for it.
All right, fuck.
I'll share one while you're looking for one.
I got a bunch of them. Let me see. So I had like a folder called lyrics, and that whole folder was just like one liners. I'm not doing that shit because I was like, bro, I'm not finishing these. I'm trying to find like an actual one line because I'm gonna use it like.
Yeah.
Uh,
I got one. I said,
this is
here you go.
actually one I didn't use that was actually kind of good. I said, in the night hour, staring at Futurama, such a night owl. I get it from my mama, and that's like literally because like I don't know. I just was like thinking this shit with like my mom is somebody who be up all night watching TV,
Yeah,
and like I do the same shit.
that's
So
hard.
like
Put
that's
that in a
hard.
put that in a song.
All right, I'm gonna write that one down.
Put that
That's
in a
an
song.
old ass one too. But yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna write
put
that one
put
down.
that in a song. I got mine was I'm gifted with these hands and these pistols I be lifting. When
Mm,
I touch a nigga, he can't get his lick back like prohibition.
that's hard. That's way better than That's hard. Would you ever ghostwrite for somebody?
That's what I've been thinking about. Like legitimately, you know what made me want to do that? Two people complimented me rapping, and I was like, I might need to start ghostwriting. Alchemist and No Name.
Oh, see, yeah, bro.
I was like, I probably should
I
go
feel
for it.
like everybody should like at least like, yo. It's more niggas who can rap. It's more niggas who can rap really well, than there are niggas who have songs on Spotify
Mm.
who actually rap, or who actually post. And that's what be getting like. It be niggas who like are really fire. Like I don't know, bro. Like I'm like, bro, this little nigga just like put a whole 2 albums on here. He trash. Like if you don't go put your shit on Spotify,
You know
you
what?
know.
I feel like what would be fun. First of all, before I say this, would you ghostwrite?
Yeah, but I feel like my bars are so like about me
Yeah.
that like it's like why are you saying that shit? But I mean I'll be open to it. I'm not against it.
I think what would be fun for me, what I always want to do, I always want to like find like a very like attractive woman and like
Yeah,
ghostwrite for her. I feel like that'd just be really fun because it's like if you
yeah,
have the look as a woman, that's already step one, and then
yeah.
if you got a little bit of talent, hey, you out of here.
You just can't beef with her because you see what happened with Caribou and Lil Yachty.
I just expose everything. I wrote everything for you. Ho! I wrote that shit.
Bro is not having it, bro. He really snapped on everybody. But I'm
Goodness
also like
gracious.
I low key feel, bro, because it's like if he rich as fuck, bro. So like like you doing everything for everybody, bro. Like at a certain point, you gonna crack, bro. Like I feel like his immediate circle should have seen like, oh, he about to.
Well, no, you just said the perfect thing. Having like an immediate circle, a good immediate circle, because you can have an immediate circle and they
Yeah,
just all yes men. You know what I'm saying? And that don't work at
yeah,
all. But having a
no,
healthy, good immediate circle, that's perfect. I feel like without that, you can really like crash.
no, facts, bro. Yeah, nah. So I mean, just make sure you find them. I always wanted. This is. I think about this goal often. I've been thinking about it like recently. I want to find my own black star.
Mm,
Like I want to produce, and I want to have two niggas who are just really good at rapping, but like are like early enough to not be egotistical about the shit. I don't want to find no niggas who are out now who are already kind of like doing shit who like will like act weird. But I want to find niggas who are like willing to just work on some fire ass shit. and just supply them with like beats, and then we sit and just make songs.
You said
That's
Black
what.
Star, right?
Yeah, like my version of what that would be like. In 2025 or whatever the fuck.
What's
I mean, I know that they already exist, but I
Yeah,
mean, like a newer, younger.
for sure. No, I mean that's perfect. I mean, I was literally recently. What's the one Black Star song that's like probably their biggest song? I think it's a song with Common. The
I forget.
whatever that song is, that beat is
Yeah,
amazing. And you're just talking about producing and like, I think that is
yeah.
like something that people don't really talk about with Black Stars. Like a lot, they were rapping over a lot of like amazing beats. So it's like
Bro, yes. Yeah,
you
they had ninth, right? Though it was Madlib for the later ones. But the early ones was ninth, right? Or no?
who
Who
produced
was
this? It's Respiration. It's this song. It's
This ain't no time where the usual is suitable. Tonight alive, let's describe
I
it.
feel like it was like one producer. Maybe
let's
it wasn't, but I thought it was one producer.
let's see who
Maybe
produced
you can
this.
check on it.
I'm finna see now. High Tech produced that beat. I
High
don't.
Tech.
Was he doing all of these
Yeah.
beats?
He did a lot for Talib, but I think he did do like a lot of those. Like Thieves in the Night is really good. That's it. I don't know who made that beat, but that beat is crazy.
Let's see. Thieves in the Night was. It's funny. That's the next song after Respiration. That is a 88 Keys beat. So there's a bunch of producers on this
Oh, okay,
album.
it's different producers.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I feel like that makes sense.
But
But
still,
I feel like,
that's cool. What you're
yeah,
talking about, like having like a Black Star and you just being like the sole producer.
yeah. I just want to produce for two like niggas who have good chemistry, and just like I want to just do that shit for like I want to make 2 albums of that shit and see where that shit goes, you know.
Would you say that's kind of you because you're producing, yes? But would you say this is also you kind of getting in like your A&R bag?
Yeah, in a sense, yeah. I just want to find like two niggas who just. It's hard though, 'cause, one is like if they're young, they might be like bashful and not really be in there and how they feel, you know. And then two, if they're young and they're good, they're probably super cocky, and so one of them is gonna want that, So it's like, um, it's hard to like find that. I just know I want young energy because
Yeah.
I feel like my beats have young energy to them.
I've been meaning to shout this person out for a minute, and I feel like why not right here? I gotta put you on to a rapper who I found out just because he followed me one day, and usually niggas follow me. I sometimes just don't check, but like, it's such a funny reason for me to check this nigga out. His profile picture, this nigga has some nice ass hair. I'm not gonna lie, bro. This nigga
Okay.
had some pretty ass hair. I was like, all right, bro. I was like, I low key finna DM this nigga, bro. What you putting in your shit? Well, I need to put that in my shit. Well, that nigga, his shit looking nice. So I click on the nigga page. His name Money for Water, and
Money for water.
he's from North Carolina.
Money
And
for water or money for water?
money, like your money
Yeah,
for
money.
water.
Okay,
You're
yeah.
paying money for water. So I look him up. So I go on his page and I see he raps. So I'm like, let me see what he talking about. And like, dog rapping his ass off, man. Like he's
Fire.
really, really good. So what that nigga
Fire.
say? That nigga say, what that nigga say? He had a bar about like the slave masters like taking the nigga's soul and giving his teeth back and calling it like a even exchange or some crazy shit. Like he's hard.
Damn.
Like
Okay.
he could talk his shit.
You gotta
So
send me. Is he? You said North Carolina?
North Carolina rapper.
Yeah.
So
Send me that.
I'm gonna definitely
Send me
sing some
that.
Money for Waters. But no, like you said, I low key I asked you about the A&R thing because I feel like I get in that bag. Like I hear a nigga and like for example, James Blake. I think James Blake, that's one of my favorite artists ever. Like I am a
Yeah.
James Blake stan. I think
Yeah.
James Blake doesn't know how do I put this? He doesn't know what the good rappers are. Because some of the rappers that he
Mhm.
works with, almost most of the rappers that he worked with,
Yeah.
don't know why he would do that. I want to
Yeah.
befriend James Blake to show him, hey, bro, I think you should work with these type of niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you and James Blake would be interesting to me.
Yeah. That'd be nuts. I feel like yeah. I feel like the only thing with me is like I do have like I'm not gonna lie I have like producer's ego and where like it gotta be like how I like the beat gotta be how I want it.
Mm,
Like if he made me a loop, I'm gonna add or I'm gonna do something. It's hard for me to just rap on some shit that's like straight up like here. Because then it's like I don't know how I want to like break out of that, but like I know, but also I know, yo, but I know if I added some shit to it, you know, like, so it's like that thing. But that'd be gas, bro. I think I would want to, but I think in his, not his defense, but in his understanding, I think he probably one of them dudes that like his only reference to rap is those people.
Yeah.
You know, he probably not going deeper, or nobody around him is showing him deeper shit. But like if you befriended that nigga, of course, like you'd be like, hey, like,
Well, you know what? Actually, I lie. I don't even think it's that he don't know what good rap is. I think he seems like the nicest person of all time. And
yeah.
if James Blake met me and I say, James Blake, we should make an album, he might make an album with me. Like he done did shit for like lower name niggas just because seemingly he was like cool with them. So he just seems like a nice dude that's like, yeah, I
Yeah.
like this guy energy. I'll make an album with him. So
Oh, okay.
um
Shit.
you know what I'm saying? So if you ever meet James Blake, just be nice to the nigga. He nigga might give
I'm
you
like,
100
hey,
beats.
let's make an album, James. Like,
is
nah, yeah.
there anybody that's off the wall like that you do think about like working with that you think will align with what you do? Rather you
Off the
working,
wall.
yeah. Rather them giving you beats, or you rapping on their beats, or you giving them beats, or doing something.
Jai Paul.
Ah,
That nigga is crazy, bro. Like, on some producer shit, like, he makes music that's really like he pushes the limits of his system. You
yeah,
know, like I know, like if you opened up his files, like it'd be 40 plugins, like 30 takes, like it should have crashed and shit. But I like that kind of shit. So it's like, you know, I would want to just like work with him, just honestly, just so I can like even like be like, y'all got this idea, like here,
yeah.
what make that into something crazy, and then like or vice versa, like just like you got, like I feel like nigga like him like got so many ideas. You know how Madlib got like a million beats niggas ain't never heard.
Yeah.
I feel like Jai Paul got like a million beats
Mm.
niggas ain't ever heard, or a million ideas that are just incredible. That could kill right now. Like if he dropped the album, it fuck up the industry so bad because it's so good. But he just like, you know what? Nah, you know, I want to like tap into that bag. That's my shit.
You know, so I talk about James Blake, and everybody's like, man, you talk about James Blake, nigga. What about Jai Paul? That's been one nigga I really never gave a chance to.
I got you, bro.
I
I
never
saw
really
you. I
listened to,
saw
bro.
you some. You got to play it's like Paradise, something of Paradise, bro. That beat is really reminiscent of Justice, a little bit of Daft Punk, and um what I just had it Fly Low.
Mm.
Like if I could have a reference, like if Justice, Fly Low, and Daft Punk kind of like got in a room and was making shit, that's what Dry Paul is what it would sound like.
You know, it made me want to go listen to this nigga because I don't know if you're aware of this, but his artist has my album of the
Oh
year,
yeah.
Fabiana
See?
Palladino. I don't know if you know about her.
Yeah, the Paul Institute people?
She dropped the
Yeah.
album of Fabiana Palladino, who I think her father worked on a lot of Voodoo by D'Angelo, and
Oh,
she is
okay.
jamming on this album. So if you have not
Okay.
heard Fabiana
I gotta get
Palladino,
hit. I gotta get hit.
it's self-titled. So good.
You know who also is fire like that who I want to work with is OK Luke. I don't know if you
Okay,
heard of her.
Lude. I might have seen that name, but I don't think I know who that is.
She does alternative electric music, but like the way she like the way her melodies come about and how her music is mixed
Hmm.
is super like atmospheric, bro. Like you feel like you're in the song, you know. On top of it being like crazy chords and crazy singing, like it's some other shit. I love it.
You know, I've never done this before, but I think this might be fun. We're just gonna keep listing off people that we like. Everybody that I mentioned, I'm gonna put their like my favorite song of theirs in a playlist, and I want you to send
Yeah,
me your favorite
I
song of
got
that
you.
person, and I'm gonna put it
I
in the
got you.
description of this interview
Yeah.
so people could be hip. So
Hey. Also, to my point of groups, I feel like the person I've seen the most, like I'm in New York now, so I would want the person to be in New York. Is like Wise Boy Jeremy. I've been seeing his shit, and
yeah,
I feel like him, and I feel like if I can find somebody he either fucks with or he like wants to work with, like who is like a kind of like opposite, you know, that bro, that shit'd be gas.
shout out to you. His people reached out for me to interview him, and I was super sick that week. literally forgot all about that. Let me write that down in response to them niggas. 'Cause I forgot
Get
about
back to
that.
that nigga, bro.
He's hard. He's hard.
Yeah,
He from New
hip
York?
hop, bro. I'm not. I don't know, but I know he's out here, so
Got you,
I
got you,
couldn't
got
speak
you.
to it. But, you know,
It's so like obviously you're not from New York. Obviously I'm not from New York. But it's the New York scene is interesting because New York, what they want to push is like objectively worse than some of the stuff that they don't want to push.
yeah, I kind of had that convo with Marty when I came out here. I was like, it's weird coming to New York as a nigga who not from here and like doing hip hop shit, because it's like, nigga, this is the soil. Like, how am I coming? How am I coming here? And y'all like, oh shit, this nigga, this nigga here. And it's like, bro, like I'm not even from here. Like y'all got niggas who's already go-tos here, so it's a mind fuck. But yeah, it's like I don't know. I think it also could be a thing of like, youth rebellion.
Yeah.
Like niggas don't always want to hear hip hop shit, which is like, I get it. Sexy drill is fire to me. I feel like, um, also like the internet, like somebody's mom could put on Common or KRS One or um, you know um, uh, all this like older shit,
Yeah.
and like it might take them a minute to find it and put it on and like so.
Yeah.
And by the time they can put it on, the kid is like, oh, okay.
For sure.
But this nigga on TikTok on his phone, he done went through 12 songs already. And he already done got his taste and shit. And, so I feel like a lot of shit is like, I think a lot of New York is like kind of doing what it always did, which is like just responding to whatever the kids fuck with. Like whatever the kids is hot as they fucking with, we finna run with that because that's making bread. And I feel like sometimes it like hinders the culture. But I feel like right now, even like seeing Layla and shit, like we starting to see like New York ain't really been on the map. Like LA, like the West Coast had it shut down for
Yeah.
years, bro. Like for a long time. So I feel like New York's trying to get in that second win, and it looks different. I don't know if like there will be like MCs. I know Cash Cobain and them be rapping though. Like they be fucking spit. Like they rap like fast as fuck, and they be like, like it's really rapping. It's not like the traditional sense, but I feel like in terms of that, I don't think like, I don't know if like I'm not from here, but also like I feel like I'm so inside of what's going on. I don't know because like I see the MCs, they don't get as much love, So it's like I don't know.
And it's interesting because I don't think they need to rehash what they did in the '90s because they could do something different and still have like a New York sound or whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like you said, a lot of these young kids when they hear these older rappers, they not trying to hear Common or niggas are really not trying to hear KRS One. Which have you ever random? You ever heard 13 and Good by KRS One?
Nah, what's that about?
Well, that's not making a playlist. I'll let you know that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Hey man, 13 and Good is
Is it one of them? Is it one of them wild like off the wall like? Oh yeah. See niggas back then, bro. It was like niggas. It was brand new, bro. So niggas had these niggas. I didn't want to know what this. Just off the name of the title.
It sounds like what you think it's about.
Oh shit. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Oh my gosh, I got a headache.
That's why I love old niggas now who get on Instagram and just post memes, because it's like, bro, just post memes, bro. Like just do what's best for you, because y'all niggas was walking back in the day.
Bro, the best part of the song is his homeboys is like, "You're wildin' in the song," and he like, "Nah, you had to been there, bro. It was good."
Nah, bro, yo. We gotta audit some of these niggas, bro.
Oh my
We gotta
god.
audit some of these. Imagine a nigga nowadays, like today, making that kind of song. He'd be cooked, bro.
What? But if a nigga came out with 13 and Good in 2024, bro, that would, yeah, I mean, that's an R. Kelly ass song for a nigga to put out for sure. But,
That's like the reverse, not like us.
yeah, that's the response that they not like us. You're right, we're not like you, nigga. That's funny. But no, it's like you said, but it is interesting going back and listening to older hip hop songs because you hear them just trying stuff that it's just never been done before at that time, like just new things. Like
Yeah.
one of the songs that I think about where I'm like, damn, like, cause I asked Alchemist and Oh No this, funny enough. I was like, who was the first rapper to rap like complex? Like, who was the first rapper to
You know who
stop
I think
doing
it
the
is?
who?
Well, niggas said Kane, but I think that it's um Cool G rap. And just off
Mm.
looking back, I think it's Cool G. I wasn't there. It could have been a nigga in the hood, but I think Cool G rap is a nigga who made it like cool and like not like really like saying like a bunch
Yeah.
of extra shit, but he made it like laid back and like really decisive. That's what I think it is. But you go ahead.
No, no, no. I was gonna say because it's interesting when you listen to like like doom 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 like that flow they used to do. You know what's up?
Somebody was like, "Yo, this is trash."
But no, you know who went crazy? Have you ever heard that Supersonic song by JJ
uh
Fad, the three girls? The Supersonic.
uh.
Bro, this shit, bro, they was going insane on this shit. They like start rapping super crazy. This is in the 80s. Oh.
Oh shit.
It was going
Hey,
crazy.
why that sound like Nissan Altima? Why that sound like Dosey? That's crazy.
That's 1988, bro. So I go back to that and I'm like, yo, they were going insane on that. Like they was blacking
Yeah.
out. So yeah, shout out to hip hop, man.
I don't know. Like, I know. Like, I wish I could go back because I feel like the thing about like, I mean, this also applies to now, but I feel like the thing about back then is like niggas didn't have the tech we have now to kind of like predict what's finna happen,
Yeah.
and kind of like avoid certain shit or um not even if you couldn't avoid it, have like a general consensus like this might happen, you know, and then like it happened. Um, Back then, I feel like niggas kind of just like had a good sense of like how the world worked, but if something crazy happened, it was like oh shit, like you know. So I feel like in terms of like hip hop, I feel like every few years niggas would do like a drastic something crazy happened, and then like it would just switch. Like I don't know what the fuck was going on. I want to do my history of that shit, but I feel like even looking back to like the 1920s and 30s, like you know like niggas was just doing shit, and then like credit was introduced, and then niggas went broke, and you know, like I feel like a bunch of crack. I know crack was for sure happening, but I feel like on top of that, like I want to know, like, yo, why was like hip hop changing so much, like so drastically, every like 4 years?
Well, we would probably have to do deeper research into every genre and to see their infancy and did they have the
Yeah,
same type of trajectory where they were changing every 4 years, or is this just
I
something
feel like
exclusive to rap?
do you think like rock and hit like I don't know, like maybe they were, but I don't know. I
Well,
feel like
like I don't know when rock was started per se, like rock
yeah,
and roll. I don't know when that exactly was started, but I do feel like something like rock had a bunch of offshoots very
yeah,
quickly because
it
they
did,
had
yeah,
punk really, then they'll have hard and then metal. They have, so I
that's
do feel
true.
like so I do feel like this is just something that happens in every genre where it
Yeah,
rapidly changes because think about this, bro. You go listen to soul music in the 70's, it doesn't
yeah.
really sound like how it sounded in the 60's.
Yeah, nah. Soul music in the 70s elite. I also am like that. I want to know what happened there too. I'm like, yo, what switched to where y'all niggas is all making like incredible music like that niggas have been went on to sample like now like you know like shit has stood the test of time even now like
I think about
even
that.
like Leon Thomas's album is like it screams
Yeah,
70s like a lot of this shit we have now like, a lot of it just screams like 70s era like soul music. I don't know even like the mixing bro like
yeah.
like 60 was like you know you had some good shit but then like from like that decade switch like the mixing was way different like shit was way warmer
Well,
like niggas was good.
I have an answer to that. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I actually have
Go
an
ahead,
answer
no, go
to
ahead.
why
I
it's
want to know.
different.
Go ahead.
You should watch this documentary whenever you get a chance called "The Year Music Changed in 1971." It's
Okay, I need to watch that too.
one of the best music documentaries I've ever seen in my life because they talk about
What is it on?
every
It's
genre.
like you gotta
It's
buy
on
it.
Apple. I don't know if you
Okay.
have Apple TV, but
I
Literally,
get it just to watch that shit.
bro, Apple TV, they'll give a trial for you anything. Hey, bro, you own two fans, bro, you get a trial. They give a trial to literally
You
anybody, bro.
black?
You got two eyes? Shit, nigga, you get a trial. I swear to God, bro, you can get a free trial for Apple TV for anything. So
All right, bet.
get a
I'm gonna do
trial.
it.
The year music changed 1971. They talk about soul music, rock music, folk music, classical music, literally every genre, and they show you like 1971 was probably the most pivotal year for like music in like the history of music.
God damn.
So
See,
yeah.
that's because I'm like, I feel like, okay, 71 happened, but then like the 80s came and everything got way more like digital sounding and
Mm-hmm.
like thin and I look up 80 samples. I'm like, "Nigga, these are ass." Like you, like you'll have like a 12-second, 40-second intro or outro, but the actual song itself is like, nigga, this I'm not gonna sample this shit. This is cheeks.
So I can say this because I'm not interviewing him, and I try to ask this in the most polite way of all time. But
Yeah.
for the second time, I just recently re-interviewed Cool from Cool in the Gang, and
Oh shit.
I don't know how much you know about early Cool in the Gang, but it
Yeah.
sounds nothing like "Oh, it's late at night, oh what a night." It sounds
Yeah.
nothing like that. They were making jazz music. Do you know about
Yeah,
this?
yeah, they had that song Winter
That
Madness.
they have a
Winter
song. They have a song called "Sea of Tranquility," which hold on. What does this sound like to you? Hold on.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's
That's
crazy. It's
crazy.
crazy, right?
It
That's.
was coke, bro. Niggas was doing coke. Niggas was high.
But I say that to say I tried to ask. I don't know how I asked it, but I tried to ask this like in the nice way possible to like. Did y'all essentially sell out because y'all realized that disco
Uh,
was better? Because what
yeah,
that
that's
sounded
true.
like don't sound nothing like their 80s kind of disco type of sound or whatever. So, like you said,
hmm
it is a very much different sound from when you go to the 80s and travel back to the 70s. They're doing completely different things.
Yeah, bro. It's like a whole. I mean, we all know, like, it's just 70s. This a 70s sample is just coveted, bro. If you can find something that's 70s, it's like, oh yeah, that's a good sample. You know.
You ever look back at the type of music and look now and be like, damn, bro, black music kind of ass.
I mean, I mean, I feel like what happened because somebody had the same point like a few years ago. A close friend, they were like, yeah, like I don't know why like black folks don't like push the genres no more. Like black folks like white folks take it and they do it better and they do it. And like why don't people? And like to my point to that is I feel like we've always been innovators, and I feel like one thing black folks do is we do something, it get popular, we move on. You know, even if it's like neo soul, like it don't sound like the other neo soul. It's like a neo. You know, like we do something, we fuck with it, we jam with it. All right, what's next? Unless it's like traditional music, which is always a tradition, like gospel and shit. That's one thing. But for the most part, like the masses and like music, we don't dry shit out. You know, we'll revisit it and
Yeah.
come back to it. You know, but it ain't like it always is like a forward thinking thing with black folks, and that's kind of how that's like how most genre like I feel like how every like genre we have now is so influenced by like trap music, like. I be hearing like shit, like country songs on the radio that have like trap, not trap drums,
No, I
but
know
like it's
exactly
like
what you're talking about. Yeah.
you know, or like I hear like um electronic, like all this shit is like hella influenced by like black art, and I feel like we've always been so at the edge of it, that like sometimes it might seem ass, but like the like the line from like Broke Boy Cardi to um the song he just put out, or like
All red.
nah, the other one, the weekend joint,
Oh, that one. Yeah.
or even like the line from Broke Boy Cardi to like all his leaks, is like when that shit first come out, niggas, oh, this is like not everybody fucked with it, like, oh, this is ass, like whatever. Even like Whole Lot of Red, when that first came out, niggas, oh, this is trash. But like from Whole Lot of Red to like what we have now, which is just like black people be like, oh, this is fire. Like, let me expound upon this shit. Like, somebody told me, like, even like it's on some human shit. Humans have like the ability to like that no other like mammal has to like have an idea. Like, oh, Eric, here's a lighter. It don't work, and you take it and be like, all right, I'm gonna fix it and add this thing to it and give it back to you. Animals can't do that shit. And I feel like for black folks, like when it comes to art, we have like a higher ability of like hearing something and being like, oh wait, but we can add that to it. Oh really? Oh we can, you know, even like Atlanta, like all these niggas is just like Atlanta has like took the industry by hold, you know, just because they was just so forward thinking of like doing shit that wasn't supposed to be done, you know, and even like jazz, like Miles Day, you know, I feel like historically, like we hit pockets of shit being trash for a little bit, but that's because like yo, I hate a lot of like early trap music because like them fucking horns, them like I just don't like. I'm like, well, this is ass. Like this shit weak as hell. But then like you hear like 15 years later, you hear I don't know Future on Layup. It's like, oh okay, like it took a little bit, but like nah, you hit like a crazy pinnacle, you know. But that's how I feel about it.
See, that's your producer brain, cause nigga, I love them nasty ass horns they be putting in the beats. Nigga, I love that
Some of that
shit.
shit, some of that shit was just like y'all in the studio just having fun, bro. Like, y'all just high.
That's hilarious. I feel like we're going into a very deep, really complex conversation right now because I do want to expound on what you're saying because I feel like when I say like, oh, it's ass, I in kind of going back to your earlier question also is you're saying like what were they on in the 70's that they were producing some of this amazing stuff. I have a theory that I think it's a societal thing. Like I feel like we as 25-year-old black men are probably different from the 25-year-old black man in the 70's. Have you ever
Very
seen a
different.
picture of Otis Redding?
He look old as shit.
He died at 26.
That's he
My
look old
point
as fuck too.
my point exactly. Otis
Okay.
Redding died at 26 years old. So, I just feel like you go listen to them Al Green songs. Bro, Al Green were probably no older than 28 record Love and Happiness Make It Wrong. Ah.
That's crazy,
Bro,
bro.
a
Yeah.
nigga 28 ain't finna make a damn song like Love and Happiness in 2024. We just in a completely different mindset at 28 now
Yeah.
than they was. So I
Yeah.
honestly think niggas was like older mentally way back
Yeah.
then than we are
Yeah.
now.
That's true. Yeah, niggas. I mean, back then it was like if you was like 15, you had a car. Like if you were like 17, you could move out on your own and nobody would say shit. It's like okay, goodbye. Like at that point, you was a liability in the crib, but nigga, we like you gotta go, bro. Like, you know.
You're not
And
lying.
that's like at that point, you wanted to leave. It was like,
Yeah.
all right, like, I've been here long enough. All my friends is like doing cool shit. I want to leave, you know. But I feel like the only problem was like you leave at 17 years old and you like get married at 19,
Yeah.
you know, and it's like you haven't even like done much yet. Like not like your 20s are just you like working and having kids and shit, you know.
This isn't like a groundbreaking thing I'm gonna say, but you know that's only like a Western thing. Like in other cultures, like you stay with your family until like you get married.
Crazy.
Like if you
That's crazy.
like African people, they be like they'll be like well off living with their mama until like they 31 years old.
And then get married.
Yeah, and then they get married and they're like, all right, because like if you leave before you either like get married or like you just have like some super high paying job, the people that your community will look at you like, what are you doing? Like, why are you leaving your people? Like, you're supposed to stay there
Yeah.
until you get married. So, only in America
That's
is like
crazy.
when you turn 18, like sayonara, nigga. You know?
That's like the typical black parent. When your ass 18,
Exactly.
I feel like it went from like when it was younger, it was I can't wait to be 18 and leave, and then like all those parents who like was 18 and left and had all that fucking trauma are like now yo ass leaving at 18. It's like nigga, I'm not ready how you was. You wasn't ready back then at all. I'm for sure not ready. Like you know.
I didn't look like Otis Redding at 18. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Oh
like
yeah, I look like I was 15 or 18, bro.
exactly, I can't do that. You know? So no, I do think this conversation, just like the grand scale general conversation of just music, the way it sounded now and then, that's going to always be an interesting one because
Yeah,
even
I
the
mean
90's.
you can even go from like 2012 to 2020.
Yeah.
Like way different, bro. Like like almost like a full 180. Like I feel like even in the 70s and 80s there was like remnants of shit in there.
Mm-hmm.
But like this shit now, like it's like where did this come? Who the fuck thought? You know?
You know, it's a good barometer. Go look at the Double XL freshman covers. Just go look at the progression of who
Yeah,
was
bro.
on
That
that.
shit.
Good
I
barometer.
think yeah, it definitely was all these like processed foods and like honey buns and sugars and shit that just made niggas really fucking dumb.
You're not wrong. I remember watching a Jack Thriller interview. Jack Thriller interviewed No, he interviewed Hobson.
Yeah,
It was either MGK. It was Hobson, and I remember Hobson was on the Double XL freshman list the same year Future was, which is a hilarious just pairing. The Future and Hobson were on the same list, and
it's
Jack
crazy.
Jack Thriller was like, "Who on this list you think good? Who on this list you think ass?" And he didn't show it because like the camera was facing them and like they were looking at the magazine like this, but you could tell where he was pointing at who was who, and he was Hobson said who was ass, who you think would be ass on that list. Like he said like Future sucked or whatever. Like who you would
Yeah,
think Hobson wouldn't like. And it's just super interesting seeing those type of people on the same list. And now you don't really have that just
nah,
range on a list like that anymore.
nah. The range is very much um like one area. Like the most whatever the most profitable area is, that's the range. Um, and I feel like yeah, it used to be like hip hop wasn't like as segregated or as like
Yeah.
like it was kind of like you could have like if that nigga was killing shit and he was like weird, he could be on the list,
Yeah.
you know. Or if the nigga was like really street, I feel like before that, like all of them are super street. Like XXL was a street ass, like it was a straight street artist on Double XL. And it kind of like opened up more to like alternative and like artists who aren't as street. And then like once it did that, I think it kind of just like lost itself. Only because like it didn't come from that background.
Mm.
Like if Pitchfork had their own freshman list, um, then that would be kind of like a good like litmus test of like, all right, these folks are dope. Check them out.
That'd be helpful.
But XXL coming from like a street background, trying to fit in, and then trying to like, and then I don't think they ever really have like the guidance to like stick to the script. Honestly,
You know who made the list? Who you follow? And like, I think he's like a talented person. And like, I really hope one day like he like gets another song that gets big. 24K Golden.
yeah, he's gas, bro. I feel like a nigga like him, he he looks so young, and he's so talented that he can kind of like do whatever, whenever. Like niggas have like Leon Thomas, bro. Like niggas have second wins like randomly, bro. You never, even me, bro. You never know when a nigga go like some shit just gonna happen. So
You know, you told this story before, but I'm an asshole. I'm make you tell it again. Another person that follows you, Drake. Uh, like I
which
said,
is crazy as fuck, bro.
that is really. I was literally looking through your mutuals, and I was like, that's crazy. And they got Champagne Poppy following him, so that's really funny.
Yeah, no,
Um,
to niggas who don't know who I am, it's like it's a mind fuck because like it's so many niggas who are like industry as fuck and they're just industry
yeah,
and they get my answer. I'm like, oh, it's like yeah, like like it was broke. I be DMing, bro. It's cool. It ain't like it's like I'm not on his jet,
yeah, yeah.
but like it's a funny like thing because people like see that shit and it's their whole. I mean, I would if I seen that like I would how the fuck Drake fall, So it's like I understand it, but it's still crazy as fuck.
You got some very fire blue checks that follow you. It's funny. I have an interview at 2. You, I don't know if you follow him, but he follows you. I'm interviewing a nigga that follows you at 2. You know Quadri?
Yeah, yeah,
Quadri. I'm interviewing Quadri at 2. Um,
yeah,
you got some really. Do you know Frack?
yeah,
Frack is the homie. I love Frack.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right here.
Shout out to Frack.
I got like a really like niggas would pay for the list of followers that I like nigga, but I like it's funny because I'm like niggas always say I'm like your favorite artist, Like all these people who are like known as fuck follow me, but then they like their people don't know who
Yeah, no, for
I
sure. No, it's like it's interesting because like somebody like so like for example when the whole what was it what's the name of the was it the Scary Hours
Scary
EP.
hours, yeah,
I
yeah.
was gonna say Silent Hours, Scary Hours. When that dropped, how did your Instagram go crazy, like your followers?
Bro, I had to cut my phone off.
Really?
It was like I gained like 4,000 followers in like one day. I think total I've gained like 8 from it.
Mm.
But like yeah, like my shit jumped, bro. My shit was like it was dead. I tell niggas, bro, like I beat the game. Like it was like a thing of like, oh, the nigga broke the simulation. Like he did some unbelievable shit. Um, and it was like, yeah, it just was like, I still know how it felt when it first happened, but it was definitely like super super. Cause this is before all this like rap civil war shit happened. So it was like really potent. You know, it was very much like, oh, this is insane. You know, um, but like, yeah, no, that moment was crazy for sure.
Would have been interesting. Would have been an interesting conundrum. You producing a Drake diss song, being from the West Coast. That would have been a fun one.
Yeah, bro. I want all the beats to everybody, bro. I just want to be a part of history, bro.
Do you think it's any how do I put this? Do you think producing for like, let's say if a nigga producing a Kendrick diss song or Drake diss song or any other beef going on, do you think are you speaking for other producers if you can? Do you think you guys are hesitant in a sense where it's like, damn, but if I produce it for this nigga, do you think I'll sever ties with the nigga he's dissing? Do you guys think about stuff like that? You think?
Yeah, I think for me it's like, well, number one, all the people who are in the the beef, they always like whenever like they get a chance, they're always like it's all entertainment though, like it's all fun though, but this is all
Yeah,
So it's kind of like you told that line of like not knowing. You never gonna know really until they tell you.
yeah,
Um, but like I feel like um, just we should just work. Just work. Like if don't say no because you feel like
yeah.
if anything, be transparent. Be like yo, like you know, like don't like hide around it or be weird around it. Like you know, if something dropped or Kendrick hopped on my shit, I'd be like, bro, like the nigga dropped, and I'd be like, fuck. I'm just be like, yo, like I didn't, because these niggas move on like a really quick
Yeah,
pace. You wouldn't even know,
yeah,
you know. So it's like, yeah, bro. Honestly, it's like, and I'm also like, I'm not in like, I don't know these niggas like that, you know.
yeah, yeah.
Like I know of Drake, but like we've spoken like a few times. But I don't know that I don't be,
It's
I'm
not
not
your
really
bestie.
OVO.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I'm not OVO. I'm not TD. I don't know these niggas, So it's like I don't really have like a place in that to really influence much or like be a part of. I don't know
yeah.
nobody.
Could have fooled me.
Yeah.
I changed your name on my phone to OVO Cast after you dropped that. So
Nah, that's cool though. That's fine. Like I fuck with that. I definitely am OVO for cats.
that's hilarious.
But
No,
I don't know the people. Yeah.
yo, you have a really funny person following you that I'm pretty sure you don't have any idea who this is. That's so
Cool.
funny. I'll save him for last. I just want to read off some
Okay.
people that's following you because it's so. You have like a very varied list. You have the homie following you. Spelling. I love spelling. She's super
Yeah.
talented.
Gas. Yeah.
Love spelling.
Yeah. A lot of people. Oh, like spread out. A lot of people like follow me. I'd be like surprised,
Yeah.
but
Zach
I
Fox.
also be everywhere. I'd be going everywhere. So I'd
For
be like
sure. For sure.
tapping in with people.
I love Zach Fox. I know he
Hmm.
follows you. But this is the nigga that follows you that's super duper funny. You have somebody who works at ESPN following you. And I just think that's really funny.
Who is that, bro?
He's a nigga that's on the Pat McAfee show. And his name is Mitt. And I just think that's really funny that he's following you.
Yo,
Like,
I be having like a UFC fighters who follow me, bro.
really?
Yeah, bro.
That's super duper funny. But
Yeah.
no, so like another person that follows you, obviously, Cardo. And I know y'all
Yes.
got something coming out. Before I even
Yeah.
get to that, I want to ask you, do you remember the first Cardo beat you ever heard?
Yo, he has so many beats. Oh no. First one that I heard that I like recognized and was like, okay, this is dope is 100. All I ever ask is 100. That beat, yo, I played that shit so much because I was like, this is such a good beat. Like it's such a good like song. Um and like Cardo God that was the old tag, you know, and I used to hear that shit around a lot. Um and so it's like from that to like now it was just crazy.
You know, it's
I was like a little kid.
facts. The first time I ever heard him, you know what it was? It was that I don't love him, I don't trust him, I duck him, smoke something,
Mm.
go to and I thought, fuck. That's that Wiz
Yeah.
Khalifa. That was the first time I ever heard
Yeah.
one of
He
them.
did a lot of the Wiz
Yeah,
shit.
the
Yeah,
mesmerized. I was like, this
yeah.
beat is crazy. But yeah. So
See,
to
I was from the West Coast, but I wasn't on Wiz like that. Like only because like I was young and like the niggas in school who was on Wiz was like on some like like they was all like they would all wear Chuck Taylors and kind of move a certain way. And I used to be like, bro, I don't understand it. But like I fucked with Black and Yellow. That was my shit.
I think I started rocking with because as a kid, my TV used to stay on MTV Jams, and
Oh yeah.
MTV Jams. I was talking about this with somebody. Like they would like really like premiere and like play like really good music. And
Yeah.
I remember they played "Mesmerized" by Wiz Khalifa, and I think just I remember like, who is this? And I like,
Was this mixtape was?
yeah, that's I think "Mesmerized" is on Cushion OJ if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay, you're right.
And I
You're right.
remember looking up like, okay, what tape is this on, or where's this from? And I remember hearing Cushion OJ as a kid and being like, yo, this is crazy. So no, yeah,
Yeah.
Cardo, like you said, the fact that Cardo has been around for so long since we were like in middle school or whatever,
Bro,
you know,
literally. Yeah.
to now, it's really like, have you ever told him that, like, bro, I've been listening since I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah. That nigga has been around. Yo, he's been around from early Wiz Khalifa to New Cardi,
crazy,
which is like a crazy long time and still like relevant. And in the middle of that is God's plan.
crazy.
Like that's every producer's like dream career is to just be around like and not get stuck in one, you know.
He has one of the
And
biggest. He has one of the biggest songs. Didn't he do? Didn't he do one of Kendrick songs?
Goosebumps. He did Goosebumps. He did a lot of Damn.
No, I'm saying didn't he do one of Kendrick diss songs?
Oh, he did Euphoria.
He did Euphoria. That's what I'm saying. So like,
Yeah.
he's insane. So, how did that come about? You and him making this tape.
Honestly, my manager just met him somewhere. And they were both from the Bay Area. I'm from the Bay Area. Well, no, they weren't from the Bay, but Cardo has ties in the Bay. So it kind of was already just like, and Cardo was just looking for young niggas to fuck with. Um, and he just tapped us in, and we just kind of kept building from there. And at first, it was more just like, you know, we were just for homies, like talking a lot, getting game, and then like, you know, he was just telling me about all the like, hey, Cardo was just telling me he has so much lore that niggas don't know, just about him and like the industry and like him dealing with shit. But he was just telling me about all this shit he like went through and like, you know, like all the fun he had and all the shit he did and how experienced he was and like, you know, it was just cool. I love history, so I'm just like getting all this knowledge and shit. And then bro sent me like a ton of beats to hop on. I just started like, you know, and for me like different as fuck for me,
Yeah.
like super different pocket for me. Like I'm not used to that kind of shit. I think like on Reset I kind of played around with that kind of like energy, like kind of sound, but I feel like doing that kind of prepped me to hop on this new shit because it's like a lot of it is like really different, and like just there are some joints he made that are like more in my vein, which kind of like when you hear the project you'll kind of be like surprised because like you kind of can't tell what beat I made and what beat he made because it's like kind of we're both like some shit is like I made it and it leans super his way, and some shit is he made that leans super my way, which is cool because it's like it's very varied. But yeah, it's kind of like, you know, it was interesting. Like I had that. I think when it comes to like projects for me, like I gotta really be inside of the project, you know, and like because I was so busy, it was hard for me to do that. You know, like the Drake shit had just happened. Um, I'm like working on getting signed for the first time, publishing deal. Like, it's a lot of shit going on at once. I'm like moving across the country. I got family issues going on. Like, I have no time for music, you
Yeah.
know. So it's like I'm trying to like figure out how to make this project and like get it done and like grow and find this new part of myself, while also like trying to like live my own life and shit, you know. Um, so like, yeah, it was like when you hear you'll hear like you're gonna like be like pulled into it because like it's one of those things like it's short but it's so potent and it kind of like it yanks you in and pushes you out immediately. Um, because like that's kind of what I was doing. I would hop in the studio, record, leave. I would like write some shit, like get it. I was like, it was so like like if I got an idea, I had to do that shit right there. Like it was like, all right, we gotta just like like very few songs were like labored over and like a sense of um like just like thought outness. Like a lot of them are like very to the point, really good, but like very like stream of consciousness. Like, I'm not even like doing like I'm not trying with this shit. I'm just like going. I'm blacking out and I leave. Uh, which is like a thing that like I had to like learn how to do
Yeah.
because it's like you know it was hard. We both that nigga is busy as shit. He was doing shit. I'm like we ain't even like we planes and flight. It's so hard to catch each other. So it's like we had to kind of like just figure it out. And it's cool because I'm kind of nigga like where I love like yo just send me some beats like
Yeah.
we ain't even got to do all that like get in the studio. It's like this bro just send me some out and so like yeah like if you hear it once you hear it you'll hear like you'll understand like it's very much like it's a project for like if you're um when you move it when you moving around it'll hit for you. It's not like a sit down, there's like a few songs that are kind of sit down, but it's very much like it's supposed to like help out for like that emotion of like yo like a lot of shit is going on right now, like too much out of my control is happening. I need to like hear some shit that's kind of like um but yeah.
Looking back at that process of you kind of going in and out, not really laboring over songs, do you regret, like you wish you had more time, or do you enjoy
No,
that it came out
I
like that?
enjoyed it, yeah, because I didn't obsess over it, it was like yo like the point of it is to not obsess, just to just feel, you know. And don't get me wrong, I didn't no there were no bars left unspared. Like, I was going crazy. But like
I done seen niggas act bad like a spinoff. I like that. That's hard. That's hard.
I felt like I saw a show and I was like, this is trash, and I just thought of that bar. Yeah, like there was no like like talent like less spared. I mean spared, but um, it was like I had to like work with what I had, um, which is like being adaptable and like just being like I'm glad with what I had. I'm also working on like I'm working on that shit plus like another EP plus like I'm doing like it's so much shit like niggas are not seeing like going in and out of like the creative flow in my brain, So it's like I love where this project landed because it's like it was like it's perfect almost like it's the perfect kind of project for what like the idea is.
Shit, man. I appreciate you coming through. But before we get out of here, I do want to
Yeah.
talk about your hoodie.
Oh yeah, facts.
Let's break that down real quick. Who
So
giving
it's
the
just a
most
shirt.
money on?
Actually, it's not on here. It's titled "Get the Most Money." I got this shit from Google. I didn't look. I didn't. Niggas like you didn't put it. I'm like, bro, I didn't even make the shit. Nigga, I got this shit off Google. But it's like Spotify, Amazon, Pandora, YouTube, and it just shows like the amount of streams you get or the amount of money it takes to get $1. I think now it has doubled. Like these numbers have doubled, which is crazy. I think don't quote me. But yeah, I think just wearing this shit is like a cool like. One, it's a nice hoodie, and two, it's like it's just so you know, like it's so obvious and so loud, but also really simple. And I think that's kind of like what the album is. It feels like this shit is loud, it's obvious, but it's straight to the point. Um, and I think like even for me now, like, when I go outside and I read this shit, niggas is like, oh, like random white people will be like, what? Oh my god, I know. And I'm like, I'm like, yeah, like we don't make shit.
Yeah, nothing better than white liberal people who like get super offended about like just shit for us on our behalf. It's the best thing of all time.
Yeah, bro. And then sometimes it'll just be somebody mama.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just like what? And it's like, yeah, mama, you be on Spotify, nigga, you don't make shit, you know.
yeah.
Or like it would be like a random tech girl, like, oh my god, dude, I didn't know it, you know. And it's like, you be surprised, like, you want niggas is finna buy these, I'm gonna put them out, but once you wear this shit, you'll be surprised about how many niggas walk up to you like, and you're like, oh shit.
You know, I forget sometimes that you and Demaje are like hilarious. Y'all are just super duper funny.
Thank you, man.
Super duper funny. Y'all ever like? Would y'all ever like do something involving like y'all funniness?
Oh, some comedy.
Yeah.
We used to have an idea of doing like a stand-up comedy show, like not with us, but just like maybe host it and have people come through
Yeah.
and maybe get up there and drop a few jokes. But yeah, bro, we did like way back in the day. But I mean, niggas ain't have no resources back then. But you know, you never know.
Hey man, y'all niggas are funny, man. Y'all should do something. Like every
Thank
time
you.
like I see y'all like interact with each other, it's like a humorous.
Tom and Jerry ass shit.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But no, if there's anything else you want to say before we get out of here, floor is yours.
Shit, go peep that CardoGotWings October 11th. Live with it. Experience it, and also go outside with it. Like, you know, it's one of those like, it's one of those.
Yeah.
It's one of them like be outside, live inside of it, be with it, like enjoy it, just enjoy it.
Yeah.
But
Can you
yeah,
freestyle?
that's pretty much it. Can I freestyle right now?
No. But can you just
Oh,
freestyle?
in general, yeah, I can freestyle. Yeah,
Let's
I gotta like, go ahead.
end us off with a bar.
I knew you was gonna ask me to freestyle. This shit is hot, nigga. Ring the alarm. I'm on FaceTime doing an interview with Eric the God. I mean, it didn't rhyme, but it like, you know,
There we go, man.
you get it.
There we go, man. Now you got me thinking of something.
Go ahead, nah, it's turn, nigga. Do fine.
Niggas get killed. Niggas get, what is it? Niggas get killed if they don't pay in full, like Ace Boogie. If a nigga try me, he'll be another statistic on his shirt, like Ovrkast hoodie.
That's fucking hilarious. Alright, bro.
Oh man.
I gotta go. This nigga goofy as hell.
For everybody watching, I appreciate you guys. Until next time, I say what I mean what I say. Haters gonna hate, players gonna play. Y'all holla at your boy.